Welcome to this segment of Pigskin Preview on KMHT, visiting with the head coach of the East Texas Baptist University Tigers, Mark Sartain. Tigers draw the open date tomorrow on the American Southwest Conference schedule. Last Saturday at Ornelas, the ETBU lost to nationally ranked Mary Hardin-Baylor in overtime, 34-28, an exciting game that was heard on ESPN 1450 AM. And Coach Sartain, I know the objective was to win, and even though ended up with a loss, your Tigers played a very good ball game against nationally ranked Mary Hardin-Baylor.
Well, I've had several people tell me it was a great game, and then, of course, I understand their perspective. A loss is a loss, and there's really no other way to cut it or slice it or break it down. And, it still has the same lingering effects as any other loss. But, of course, as you always do, when you can't find that W column, you've got to find the positives, and there was really no problem finding positives in this game. Our guys probably, in my opinion, played the best game of football played in an ETBU uniform probably in 6 or 7 years.
One of the things I noticed was your defense played well, because normally UHMB had, your defense held their offense to nearly 100 yards less than their season average per game. Typically plays with how your defense play.
Well, our defense has really been playing well for most of the season. We've had our moments, but very scrappy, very aggressive, and we played to our strength Saturday. We were outmatched up front by somewhere in the neighborhood of 40 to 50 pounds a man, offensive front to defensive front. So we had to do some things that would counter that, and we were successful. The plan was well executed on Saturday.
Well, normally during this time on Pigskin Preview, we talk about tomorrow's opponent, but you draw the open date in American Southwest Conference play. So I thought what we'd talk about is we have some high school seniors playing their last season of high school football, and then maybe they're thinking about moving on to the next level, college football. What are some of the things that some of those high school seniors can do to get noticed by a college football coach like yourself?
Well, the number one thing they can do is take care of their business in the classroom and play every snap like it's their last snap. Because the two things that most college football coaches look for as they view video and evaluate recruits is, number one, is that a young man that's going to be successful academically on our campus? Because if he's not worth the trouble. And then the second thing they look for is this an effort kid? Is this guy getting the most out of his potential? Is he one that is going to come in and elevate our level of play as he progresses in our program? So, your performance on the field is something that the coaches look at very closely. But in our situation, particular, we don't even evaluate a prospect athletically until we have made sure, number one, he's a fit for our university personally and our chemistry of our program and team, and number two, that he can be academically successful here.
What about some tips for these high school seniors who are playing their last season of high school football? Some tips they need to know about the recruiting process, some rules that the NCAA has out there they must follow.
Well, of course, those are obvious, and there are too many of them for us to mention on a 5-minute segment. But some things they need to understand about the recruiting process is there's thousands upon thousands of young men in the state of Texas that are scholarship-level football players, and there are about 1/10 as many scholarships available. So that's why Division III particularly is the largest division in the NCAA, because there are that many more young men in this country, especially in this state, that are great football players and are capable of playing at the college level. So to think that there's going to be a scholarship out there if they're not being heavily recruited at this point, it's they want to be realistic about their talent level and be realistic about their opportunities. And if they're getting letters right now from universities, major colleges, every young man in Texas that's a senior that is probably a starter on any football team at any level are getting those same letters. It's when those coaches begin to make personal contact and invite you in for official visits. Those are the things that guys need to be aware of. That's when it's really starting to get serious.
What is the process in Division III level of recruiting someone? Is it basically the same way as Division I and II? You go visit and make a contact?
Right. Yeah, it's basically the same process of evaluation. We locate them, evaluate them, visit them and then try to assimilate them. We're a little different in Division III. We don't offer athletic inducement. We don't have athletic scholarship, but we do have a great deal to offer young men. We have had success in recruiting many young men who have been offered partial scholarships to Division II universities, have the financial aid package that they can receive here through academic aid and other grants and things of that nature. Offset that athletic scholarship to another institution. So we can't be counted out of the process. But because we don't offer those athletic scholarships, we usually delay our contact with the young men until they've had an opportunity to see what other opportunities may be out there for scholarship.
You're listening to Pigskin Preview. Normally we talk about next week's opponent, but the Tigers are off tomorrow. Their next game is on November 6th as they travel to Brownwood to Howard Payne. Coach, thank you for your time today on Pigskin Preview.
My pleasure.
Reporting for Pigskin Preview, I'm Mike Midkiff.